monthly checks, and Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, and SSI. Both at the same time? That's a great question and exactly what I want to focus on for you right here in the video. Let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to focus on monthly checks and all the fixed income beneficiaries I mentioned at the beginning of the video, including well over 71 million people who do receive these benefits administered by the Social Security Administration. The question is, can you receive monthly checks and your fixed income benefit at the same time? The simple answer is yes, you can, but I do want to talk through the details about it because there are many different aspects that you need to understand about this if this is going to be your situation. So I do want to talk about it because as of right now, there are well over 100 monthly check programs going on all across the country, sending out no strings attached monthly checks for millions of Americans. Sounds pretty nice, right? Yeah, I totally agree. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. Really fast before we do, thanks for joining me. Let me ask you a quick question. Are you looking for honest, accurate, reliable, and transparent information every single day? Also, are you looking for the latest updates, as in you want to be informed as soon as new information hits the wire and things that you can possibly grab and or take advantage of, including money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus checks, monthly check programs, or anything like this? Well, if you said yes to either of those questions or both of those questions, then you are definitely in the right place because that is exactly what we focus on right here in the video. I literally do research all day, every single day, 7 days a week. I take that information and boil it all down into these short videos so you can stay posted on what's actually going on and advocate on your behalf in any way that I possibly can. So if you have not done so yet, make sure to do yourself a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button right down below the video. It is totally free to do so, and feel free to share this video with your friends, family, social media. And again, I want to help you out in any way that I possibly can. I'll be here for you every single day, no matter what. That's my promise, and I'm here for you no matter what. So again, subscribe down below. I truly appreciate literally every single one of you here in this community. Let's get into it as we need to stick together right now, and let's talk about monthly check programs and your fixed income benefit. How, when, who, and how much can you get from these programs? And can you get both of them at the same time? All right. Now, like I said a minute ago, yes, you technically can get monthly check programs alongside your fixed income benefit simultaneously. However, let me point out a couple different things you probably want to take into consideration. Now, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you've heard me talk about, probably anyway, you've heard me talk about guaranteed basic income. That's just a really smart way of saying ongoing monthly checks, no strings attached, generally $500 a month for either 12 months, 24 months, or even 36 months in some situations. But these programs are going on all across the country right now. In fact, there's over 100 of these programs, and they continue to pop up on a very regular basis where they're basically establishing these programs. They're finding low income or fixed income beneficiaries who can take advantage of them, and they basically say, here you go. Here's $500 a month for the next year or 2 years or 3 years, something like this. Spend it however you want or do whatever you want with it. If you want to save it, if you want to spend it, if you want to do whatever you want with it, doesn't really matter. Just enjoy, okay? I don't know. Sounds like a pretty nice time to me, right? I think all of us would probably agree that sounds like a great time, and that would be very helpful. Do you think an extra $500 a month right now above and beyond your regular monthly benefit would be helpful? Yeah, right? So that's pretty cool stuff. Now, here's the thing. Here's what's interesting about these programs. Generally, these programs, the income or the checks that are sent out generally is not counted as income, generally is not counted as resources, and generally is not taxable. Now, that is in general terms. Does not mean that is 100% the case on all of these programs, but that is generally the situation. Now, here's what's also nice about these programs. Generally, they do not offset your other benefit. However, this is something that I want to point out really quickly. And again, you might be wondering, why are you even talking about this in the first place? I've had some people here in the community reaching out over the last few months, reaching out asking, wait, can I get these benefits? Can I get these monthly checks? Can I get these alongside my SSI? Can I get this with SSDI? Can I be eligible with retirement benefits? Things like this. I see the questions all the time. Obviously, they're asked in a variety of different ways, but this is essentially asking and answering what people are wondering here in the community about these monthly check programs. Simple answer is, again, yeah, you probably can in most instances. However, what I would do first off is if one of these programs pops up in your local area, first off, apply to it. right away, because here's the thing. That's how they typically do these programs. It's usually through an application process where they say, hey, we're going to choose 5,000 people in this city or this area, this county, something like this, and they choose the people based on application. Now, these programs are always 100% of the time focused on low income and those individuals in that local area with an income under the thresholds that they generally identify. However, do you think fixed income beneficiaries generally have an income below the thresholds that they're talking about? I would say this much. Yeah, pretty much every single time they do, okay? Now, obviously, sometimes the programs are focused on certain groups of people like homeless teens or, women or men or something like that, but generally they're just kind of a broad program. That's not that often that they're focused on like a very specific group of people, but sometimes they actually are, okay? But anyway, when it comes down to these monthly check programs and your monthly benefit, you certainly can get both side by side, okay? There's no rule that says you can't. However, one thing that I would want to point out, if you are an SSI beneficiary, if you're going to apply to one of these programs and if you do get accepted, I just best practices here, I would call Social Security in this type of situation and tell them, hey, I'm receiving SSI and I've been accepted to receive checks from one of these monthly check programs. Do you think this is going to offset my benefit in any way, shape, or form, okay? You definitely don't want to sacrifice your SSI benefit. The reason that I'm pointing out SSI is because income thresholds on SSI are very, very limited, right? The program is very restrictive. You can't have a whole lot of assistance. You can't get a whole lot of extra money on SSI. Now, when it comes down to retirement benefits, you can actually have a pretty substantial income. As far as SSDI goes, again, you can still have a pretty kind of substantial income on a monthly basis, okay? An extra $500 is not going to put you over the limit, things like that, again, generally, okay? So again, these are generally kind of guidelines I'm pointing out here, but best practices would always be if you do get accepted for one of these monthly check programs, best practices if you're receiving fixed income benefits, I would say call Social Security, have a conversation with them and say, I've been accepted for one of these monthly check programs, and again, here's the situation. But again, if you're not accepted already in one of these programs, I wouldn't just call Social Security and be like, hey, can I get to this program? Because here's the thing, if you're not accepted, there's no reason to call them yet, okay? But here's another thing I want to point out really quickly. Lawmakers are currently talking about, and they have a bill in Congress right now. In fact, it is called the Support Act. You probably heard me talk about it before. But this out in Congress would actually increase and send out ongoing monthly checks in the amount of $1,200 per month across the entire nation. A nationwide program administered by the federal government, not on a state-by-state or city-by-city or county-by-county level, but rather this would be all-encompassing across the entire nation. That would be awesome right there, okay? Now, that has not been passed yet, but that is what they would want to do, is $1,200 per individual and an extra $600 per dependent. That'd be a lot of money. It's like a stimulus check going out every single month. That'd be life-changing for a lot of people, okay? So anyway, long story short, and to answer the questions for many people here in the community that have been asking this, can you receive both at the same time? The simple answer would be yes, you could, but I would also want to say best practices would also be if you do happen to get accepted into one of these programs, call Social Security right away because they may determine that as income and it may offset your benefits in some instances. Okay? Not every single time, but again, if you're not accepted in the program, don't call Social Security. There's no reason to call them right now. And again, as far as the program on a nationwide level, the $1,200 per month, again, I'll continue to watch that one very closely. It has not been passed yet, and as it gets more traction or if it gets more attention, of course, I will bring that to your attention right away. But right now, it hasn't done a whole lot, at least for the last couple months, right? But anyway, good question. Yeah, seriously, if you could grab benefits from one of these monthly check programs, and there's a lot of them that are out there right now, if you can get benefits from one, that'd be awesome. That'd be amazing, right? That'd be very, very helpful, and a lot of people would really enjoy that extra money and be very, very good, right? Above and beyond your regular monthly benefit. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of programs out there, a lot of money on the table, a lot of money being distributed, and as we continue to see everything evolving right now, as in automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, all of these different things that are happening, it's only going to make the likelihood of ongoing monthly checks and a nationwide guaranteed basic income program even more likely because as automation takes over, robotics takes over, things like this, it's basically just going to force more people and more industries to convert into this, and more people would be out of a job. So we can talk about that way more in a different video, but yeah, very interesting concept. So for those of you that have been asking, I hope this answers your question. I hope this clarifies. I hope this solidifies what's going on and gives you more clarity and explanation as to the current situation. So if not, let me know down below in the comment section. If you want me to come back and elaborate on this further, of course, obviously I can do that. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends, family, social media. There's a share button down below. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those that I have linked down below in the description. Otherwise, enjoy. Take care. I hope this one helps you, and I'll catch you again later in the next video. I'll continue watching everything very closely right now. Things are changing, and they're changing fast. Anyway, enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the